Hi, my name is Bill. I am recording this second part of the sixth section of the various little ideas and concepts I've learned that I want to share. It's about doubt. And I mentioned in previous videos an idea of a certainty to doubt ratio. Because I exist, I think I'm 100% certain I exist, and there's 0% doubt that I don't exist. When I talk about those core knowledge or those core ideas I hold true, I say I'm 99% certain, and there's 1% doubt. And I mentioned general knowledge, i.e., a tree is a tree, and I would say there's like a 95 to 80% chance that I'm right about that. Reminding you of the story about the tree or bush I found in Australia, which people said was not a tree. And then, of course, there's the 80 to 51% chance of certainty in regards to greater conceptual knowledge that we all learn when we go to school, high school, and college. We learn ideas, we build on those ideas to learn better ideas and bigger ideas. All that being said, I also said there was a chance of doubt. And anytime we get to a point where we personally identify something that is not built on previous repetitious experiences, it's not built on general knowledge, there's doubt. And in my arbitrary number system, I've basically assigned 50% or less of any certainty is doubt. So if you have any degree of how does one put it? If you have something at less than 51% certainty, well, then it means there's a lot more doubt there. And for every percent down, you're looking at 51% doubt, 70% doubt, 80% doubt. If you're 30% certain, you're 80% in doubt. So there are certain things, and this is up for us individually. I said it's an arbitrary system, but doubt itself is important. So who cares if we doubt? Well, the reason I care personally is because that doubt is there to tell us, to remind us that we could be wrong. When I mentioned the trees or bushes in Australia, I went into that. I had a pretty good idea that a tree was a certain thing, and then told I wasn't. And then told I was wrong about it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and argue that this is or isn't a tree. And when I spoke to these guys in Australia, they were pretty certain of it. And I never considered at the time the level of doubt. But when I was talking to them, I realized I never really studied trees, so I don't know the definition of a tree. So therefore, there was a level of doubt there. I mentioned general knowledge of that nature. And, 95 to 80% certain of something. I would say I was 80% certain. I never studied trees, so I don't know how you define a tree. So I would say I was 80% certain that this was a tree. There was 20% doubt. When they told me I was wrong, well, I just sat back and said, okay, maybe you're right. I was willing to admit I was right because there was a chance I was wrong. There was a chance that I doubted what I knew. And that doubt suggested to my brain that I could be wrong. Doubt, what I propose to you, is your mind telling you could be wrong. If you're a fortunate person and you can say with 100% certainty that you are perceiving things in a perfect fashion, if you are analyzing and considering things in the most perfect way, and your memory is 100% perfect, then maybe, just maybe, if you have that element that allows you to know the truth 100% with 100% certainty, then there is no doubt for you. And you can go live your life saying whatever you need to say with the certainty that you won't be wrong. No matter who challenges you or how much more knowledge they have. And that's great. You should go do that if that's how you feel. But I'm not like that. I have doubts. I know certain things. There are things I know I don't know. And therefore, since I don't know, how do I put this? Since I don't know what I don't know, which makes perfect sense if you think about it, I can only consider, as I have with this arbitrary range of percentages with certainty to doubt, I can only consider that I doubt it. And if I doubt it, there's a chance I'm wrong. So when I speak of something other than my core precepts, my core knowledge, or the idea that I exist, there is a chance I'm wrong. Small chance, but a big chance. And there's some things I have zero certainty about. I do not know if there's life on Mars because I have no proof whatsoever of that. So I am 100% in doubt as to that question. I have zero certainty that there's life on Mars, so it's all doubt. Therefore, I don't know it. So think about it like that. Think about everything in the world that you don't know. Questions that are asked to you that you have no knowledge of and nothing to fall back on. You are 0% in doubt about that because you don't know. And as you gain knowledge and you gain perspective and you gain experience in something, i.e., you're interested in history, yet you know nothing about history. If you go and start reading history books, you gain a level of certainty about something. For example, I mentioned Napoleon Bonaparte. Well, you can say, if you don't know anything about Napoleon Bonaparte, you are 100% certain you don't know anything about it. Or you have 0% certainty of anything about him. You just heard his name. But as you read his biography, if you read history books, if you talk to people from different areas, from different backgrounds who know history, then you will gain a level of certainty. Your percentage of doubt will go down. Now, of course, it takes a lot of certainty to eliminate doubt to the point that you can't really say you don't know. I mean, you might learn enough to say you're 30% certain that Napoleon Bonaparte existed, but you still 70%, forgive my math. Math isn't my strong suit sometimes. You're still 70% in doubt about it. And that's why you learn. You learn to gain knowledge, to eliminate doubt, and to gain certainty. So if you don't know something, you're 100% in doubt of it. If you know something, you're probably more certain of something. And that's all it boils down to. So anytime you're asked a question, or anytime you engage in a conversation, anytime you share something that you think that you know, anytime you do this, whether it be general knowledge that might be general consensus information, basically something you don't know personally, but through a general consensus of everybody you spoke to, the tens, the hundreds of people you spoke to, they say it's true, therefore we can argue that it might be true. So if you are having this topic discussed in a classroom, in a lecture hall, in a coffee shop, at work, you can sit back and say with a certain degree of certainty that this is true. This is true. Now, somebody might, in the process of you discussing some aspect of this topic, whatever topic it may challenge you and correct you. And in doing so, you'll have to look back and ask yourself, deep in your mind, okay, do I really know this topic well enough to say he's wrong? Should I let my ego do the talking and challenge him and get angry? Or should I consider that I have a little doubt here, so he might be right and I might be wrong? Because remember, being in doubt, having doubt means being wrong. Even if it's a small chance of being wrong. To doubt something is to say you don't know something, or you might be wrong. And therefore, in these conversations, in these interactions with other people, when you're challenged, when someone says, hey, you were wrong about this, this is right. When you're wrong about this, this is right. Instead of responding with your ego and says, no, I am right, I know what I'm talking about. Look down, look deep down and say, is there any doubt here? Do I doubt any of what I'm saying? Could I be wrong? Could I have been taught wrong? Could I have read a book and just misunderstood it? Could I have read a book from somebody that didn't understand it and had some bad conclusions? These are the questions you got to consider. So, and what I propose is this to you. Outside of your core beliefs and your core knowledge, whatever it may be, I will put forth that you could be wrong. And if there's the only proof I can offer you is that if you look deep down in your mind about anything, and if you have even a little bit of doubt, that little bit of doubt means you could possibly be wrong. And I want you to think about that. You could possibly be wrong about it. It's no shame to be wrong. It's no shame to be proven wrong. It's no shame to actually step up and admit, hey, I made a mistake. Because mistakes are there to help you learn and grow and be better. So, doubt is important. It's important that we identify the doubt. It's important we identify the doubt, and it's important we don't let our self-deceptive tendencies push that doubt away. I don't care how much you want to be proven right, how much of a reputation you want to preserve, how important it is people think you're always right. If you're wrong and they find out, your reputation is blown. People will quit following you if they find out you thought something was right, or you made a decision based on bad information, or you won't even listen and be open to someone else who might tell you the right answer when you think you have the right answer. So all I would do, I would implore you, in any conversation or interaction that you have, I would implore you to just consider before you get angry when someone challenges you or contradicts you, I would ask you to look inside yourself and see where the doubt is. See how much doubt you have. Create your own arbitrary number system. Maybe you want to use 0 as knowing nothing, or maybe you want to use 0 as the medium and then go positive or negative on that. Maybe you just want to apply your own number system that I can't even think of you might be applying. But whatever the case, consider how much you doubt something. Don't just consider you doubt something. Put a number to it. Put a degree to it. Put a percentage to it. Now, I said I use the different percentages for me, and that works for me right now, and I'll probably adjust it accordingly over time. But do something like that. Anytime you have doubt, it means you could be wrong. And expressing that in conversation, expressing that in discussions, expressing that in any interaction with another person that challenges you, I think will benefit you in a big way. You won't make the mistake of assuming you're right when you could be wrong. Those trees in the outback, in the bush, I don't really know if there were trees or bushes, but they could be. They could be bushes, they could be trees. It's not a big deal to me, but at least knowing that when I see a big bush or a small tree, I can look into it and I can say I don't know for certain. And with that, I'll finish. Just remember and consider, you doubt things for a reason. If you doubt something, there's a chance you could be wrong. Don't get mad when someone challenges or contradicts you. Just consider how wrong you could be and try to learn and consider what the other person is saying, whether he's right or wrong. With that, I'll finish.